Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Patty. This is Patty's Playhouse. And in about an hour, the Menendez murdering brothers hearing will be on. Apparently, they're going to be speaking via Zoom, and it'll be the first time that the brothers have been heard from in years. Can't believe this is happening. I'm watching the family talk now on what channel is this? It's an NBC Channel 4 out of LA talking to, I guess, Kitty's sister. So I was trying to recall a lot about the Menendez. I didn't watch all of the series because it kind of gagged me. So I was I guess I could mute my way through some of it. But what I did notice, let me show you, back in March of this year, the family home sold. So I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Hey, Debbie and Sade and True Crime. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Can't wait. Donna says, I have my real glasses on and I still can't see. Donna says, I gotta move away. Gotta move away from the camera, so I'll just speak louder. I can't see close up. Donna says, hi, Patty and friends. Susan, good afternoon. CK says, why can't I open the chat from yesterday? It starts to open and then closes. I don't know. Creative Mind says, hello, everyone. I'll check on that, though. Where's my notebook? I have so many ads to go through. You know, it's the time of year you get so many ads. It's really the only time of year I like to look at ads. Guys, I miss Sears. I miss the Sears Dream Book. What was it? I think that's what it was called, the Dream Book. I have to work on Christmas cards today after we do this and take a test. Do you guys make your own Christmas cards? Do you still send Christmas cards? Do you not care about Christmas cards? I love sending them. I always buy the fancy stamps and have for years, so I have a ton of fancy stamps. And I always send Christmas cards, even if I'm the only one. Makes me feel like it's a normal sentimental year. My aunts always exchange, like we always get cards from my aunts. And I love sending them. You are able to see. Thank you for checking that. Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears has a new song out, by the way. We played it last week before last on our show. They have a new song. He's cheating on her in prison. Like, what did she expect? Poor woman was married to him for 21 years. Debbie says, I just read Lyle Menendez's wife, Rebecca Sneed, has announced their separation after 21 years of marriage. I saw it on the Daily Mail. Following reports of her husband had an affair with a British college student. I saw it on the Daily Mail over the weekend. They've evil eyes. So, coercive control is a crime. Hi, good afternoon. Morning from Southern California, heading out for your morning run and bringing you all along. Good for you. Be safe. Please be safe. I do pictures, Christmas cards, Walmart, personalized grandkids and their dogs. Oh, nice for you. My daughter and her husband and their children went, I think like, I don't know if it was J.C. Penney's or something, but it looks like it was a J.C. Penney's, with the old fashioned like screen fireplace behind them and ugly sweaters. They went and did that yesterday. So I saw that photo. It was really cute. Really old fashioned look, like really ugly. It was super cute. You take pictures of your daycare kids and make a card. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, Murder. Hey, Eric. Don't you guys miss like the dream book? I mean, I can't be the only one who feels that way. I only knew yesterday from someone in the chat asked if we could do this. I think it was Rosemary. I was like, sure. I'm just hanging out today. This is too bright on my face. I'm just hanging out, making Thanksgiving graphics for Facebook. And I had a couple errands to run this morning. Wish, yeah, that's what it was. The Sears Wish book. I know. It's not the same. You page through it and circle everything and give it to your mom. I saw that. I was going to replay that. I had it pulled up. It's Thanksgiving week. So the Menendez home sold. It was listed for over 19 million in March and closed and sold for 17 million. So I share the updated photos with you while we wait for this hearing to come on. So there's 51 photos. In our area, we're only allowed 41, of course. Irritates me. A lot is irritating me today. Why do other people get 51 photos and we only get... Anyway, 17 million. 7 beds, 9 baths, 9,000 square feet. I love those tall hedges. Like, I just love that. Looks like almost like the Beverly Hillbillies home. Nothing like having a Bentley in your photo. All of that in a one-car garage. I'm not a fan of the furnishings, FYI. I'm sure they could care less at 17 million. I like those chairs though. Pretty. It's just so dark and heavy. See, this should be taller, up higher. That's a horrible table. Just should be more open and higher. This, you can really see, I don't know if it's painting on a wall or they have that like parging, trying to make it look like Venice, kind of stucco-y stamping in the background over here. But you can really see why my business partner, Scott, does not paint with yellow, because it just doesn't show well, even when you have a really fabulous photographer. I love the doors, though. Where's Patricia? Patricia Burns anywhere in here? See these doors? They're lush. They fold back and then they slide through on this track. That's nice. But you can just see the yellow is just not having it. It was listed for over 19 million and sold at 17. don't see it. Other than location. So ugly. Just a beat down of ugly. Look how ugly that is. Have any of you seen the architectural design of a video of Jennifer Garner's new house that she had built? It's beautiful. That's a wood kitchen. This is ugly. I can't imagine paying $17 million for this. Look at the panel right here. I bet that panel goes to a bathroom on the other side. That's beautiful. In case you need a refrigerator in your master bath. Oh, there's that special toilet, Wesley. $5,000 toilet. Seating for one. Oh, look, a fax machine in your bathroom. And of course, the hand towel above that. No, back here, I don't. I mean that it's a panel. Right here is a panel. And oftentimes, there's a tub or something on the other side so that they have plumbing access. It's really bad. I'm going to show it to Scott. I like the artwork, but I don't like all the orange. Everything's orange, orange, orange. And that table is not large enough for this light. It's like this is their leftover furniture that they threw in here. But that is what I believe that panel's for, that there's a bathroom on the other side. I don't mind the carpet for sure. Just looks so much lower than it needs to. Beautiful. This is a wreck. Why do you have a hand towel thing there? This mirror should be huge. I like the windows. I just don't like the matchstick blinds on them. This is just 17 million. Oh, nice. And the shoes look fantastic. They actually put a Bentley outside, but they can't fix the shoes so that they all line up. Oh my God. I almost have to apologize to Wendy Adelson. Look at this. $17 million. That's a good photo, but they should fix this back here. And that door should be closed. It's the details, you know? Son of a bitch. Look at that. 17 million. Fix this, get rid of this, get rid of that, fix the pillows. Have a bigger photo that matches the size of the mirror. Blow the leaves off this. This is too small for all this out here. I got to look up these people. Oh, this is nice. Bin liner. That's fantastic. These aren't even in size. Like they're not even across. But the windows are beautiful. They don't even need it's obviously not really lived in right now. Oh my God in heaven. This is Rodeo Drive. Rodeo Realty sold this home. Wait till I show Scott. If you're going to use drapes, make sure they're even on both sides. This pillow, why bother having it? You can always take a pillow from another bed and bring it in here for the photos if you don't have pillows. Don't. Stop. These really should take the orange off of here. 17 million. Stop it. It's all location. This up here we call a nipple light. And typically in our homes, we remove them so everything is flush like these. Why they left it, I have no idea. That's a wreck. That's a pretty photo. That's a pretty photo. Looks like AstroTurf. Obviously the basement. Oh my God, these people and their hand wash. Oh my God. That's probably the best photo in the house. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hope they got it. It's really beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, it's not AstroTurf. They just replaced the side. A tiny little lot. Oh my God. It's good to be mega rich. Well, for the location, the backyard's the only thing you really like. The nipple light really ties the room together, says Murder. It is bad. I do love the hedges. But these should be all clean and neat, right? Oh. You have a Bentley but can't fold a towel. Good for you. Just give me the pool. Eric says it was furnished by the Holiday Inn. It had really those old school 722 North Elm. Let's see who lived in it. Who lived? Beverly Hills, baby. An LLC bought it. It's a mysterious owner, it says. The registered agent is Fred F. Mashian. Anyone know that name? Probably an attorney. Oh, an Iranian American Lahijani family bought it. Laha Elm LLC is their name. I don't know what's so mysterious about it if it's easily found who it is. They tried to, they're a wealthy Iranian family who live in LA. Probably pay cash. Who owned it beforehand? Jay Harris. No way a 39-year-old owned that. It's too, I mean, the furnishings are not from a 38-year-old. Oh no, he's just a real estate agent. Interesting though. I hope they don't release them too, Lorraine, but it looks like they probably will. Hi, Blaine. I just scheduled it a little bit ago. Bruce Wayne or Tony Snark bought it. Yes, if Bruce Wayne was Iranian. Ah. Thank you, Michelle. So this family members have been on. I don't know if Chicky Poo is gonna. The last time I did something with NBC4, they tried to copyright me, so I don't know. I showed their press conference, and they did a copyright strike on me. Not like a mean one, but just you have to edit this down kind of thing. Associated Press says it'll be on in 34 minutes. I guess we could go watch. Let's go watch Sheriff Stines for a little bit if that's going to be shorter. So Sheriff Stines, if you don't know, he was the sheriff in Kentucky who was arrested for shooting the judge point blank, like right at him, like boom, boom. Took his phone as a friendly, like, can I see your phone? And then proceeded to shoot him a lot. Like not a little bit, but a lot. So we could turn this one on in the meantime. So I started at the beginning. I haven't watched this yet.
filed a notice to preserve all evidence, and I have no doubt that Mr. Still will do that. We filed that down in district court. I just want to renew that, and I will file a written notice as well, Your Honor. And I would just ask the court to go ahead and enter a discovery order.
No objection to the preservation.
All right. And in terms of the discovery order, I understand that it is your intention to deliver discovery to the defense counsel within 7 to 10 days.
That is correct, Your Honor. Ms. Dallum actually has that. We didn't know when the arraignment was going to be and how often it would be to get it from her.
Fantastic. That works for us, Judge.
All right. No entry of a plea of not guilty. You will note, counsel, my original intention in this case was to review bond for purposes of issuing a warrant of arrest.
Yes, Your Honor.
And in this case, I went ahead and set a no bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
Consistent with the district court's after significant consideration, given the implications of Marcy's law, community safety concerns, security concerns, the fact that the defendant is in fact charged with capital offense, together with provisions of Rule 402, paragraph 1, the defendant shall not be admitted to bond at this time.
Yes, Your Honor.
That will be a matter of trial. Anything else that was preliminary nature?
Oh, absolutely, Judge. And I believe that my understanding was that the court simply doesn't want to take up bond at this time, but we can still file an adversarial bond.
You have every right to file for the adversarial bond period, and that would have to be more affirmative for the trial judge.
Sure.
Anything else at this time?
No, Your Honor.
No, that's pretty cool, Your Honor.
I will ask that everyone be seated and remain seated until the defendant has pointed out the floor.
Sir, may we be excused with our full order?
It's my understanding that this goes directly.
Sure.
So the answer is no, but I need to.
Yes, sure.
So she was just iterating that he wasn't going to get bond right now, and they intend to file an adversarial bond, but he's not going to get that either. That's just a waste of money. I think it's just an absolute waste of money. I don't know why you would do that, but. So in this hearing, there are only 16 public seats. And they have a lottery going. So ridiculous. Can't make it up. Just can't make it up right now. There is likely evidence. They just haven't released any yet. Their discovery is being sent over. She said something. I don't know why it takes so long to get discovery in these cases. But it's 7, especially nowadays with so much technology. Here's a thumbnail drive. Go at it. 7 to 10 days for the discovery to start being sent over. I'm like, what? Why? I think they should just send it over. Should be another week and a half. It's like, how many murder cases are there in Letcher County? We don't have an In-N-Out burger here in South Florida. We are in the Southeast. We have Whataburger, which is similar, I'm told. No, I think it'll be an interesting case, period. I mean, it's really just about motive and getting it reduced from a capital offense. I mean, he's clearly willing to do time. It can't be stand your ground. I mean, it could be a crime of passion, but. And why don't we know what basically happened? Well, we do know what basically happened. We just don't know the motive behind it because it's on video. I mean, he just shot him up. And when the guy tried to like duck under the desk like this, he shot him some more. I mean, the guy went to the door, turned around again and shot him some more. So it's clearly to me, a crime of passion, but what's your motive? He did. I don't know what happened. We just don't know why it happened. Clearly, there's something on that phone. And there's a phone number, but you can't, when you look at the desk, the phone is it has the phone number showing, but you can't see it. It was personal. They had lunch. Something must have happened at lunch. Judge was back in his chambers that looked like the back cloakroom of a church. I mean, it wasn't really a nice office. He walked in, asked about using it. Can I see your phone? He hands over his phone, and then he starts clipping him like he said. He was pissed. Whatever it was. The state doesn't need a motive, no. But I don't know that it was like a premeditated murder. It was more like, to me, a murder of I'm really angry and I'm going to start, when I see this, shooting you up. It's pretty, I mean, it's just self-apparent. And the poor girl she's a beautiful girl. She's really beautiful. Sitting there watching this whole thing unfold and the world talking about her. Well, he moved, Debbie. Debbie said, she goes, it was overkill. And he was pissed. He started walking out the door and the guy moved, so he turned around and shot him some more. He was pissed. Argument over the check? Likely. That's it. Tipping. It was the tip that sent him over the edge. That's because you don't have a Whataburger, true crime. My brother-in-law lives in Moore Park, and he loves In-N-Out. Loves it, but he remembers Whataburger too. Because he lived here in Florida. If an In-N-Out is a burger place, love it. That's funny. I think if you're like, they have more like avocado-y things in the In-N-Out that we don't have here. Lyle is the bad brother. They're pretty nauseating. Isn't Whataburger the Wahlberg family? No, that's Wahlburger. You haven't met a burger you didn't love. Whataburger is. This is what Whataburger looks like. It's orange. I don't know where they're out of. Let's show you their logo is like this. But what they have is a killer breakfast. That's what they have. I think it's Wahlburger, W-A-H-L burger, Wahlburger. And they still own it. We don't have Harvey's, we have Hardee's. I'm sorry, I love them, but their breakfast is what I like. That's what I like. They use real eggs. It's top notch. Yeah, Jersey Mike's got sold for like a black rock or black. Somebody's bought it, I think. And they'll probably run it into the ground now. It's a play on words for what? Burger. Yep. What a burger. Waterloo burger? Eric, the British version would be Waterloo. I don't mean to sound like odd, but do you guys eat hamburgers in the Netherlands? Yeah, they're going to run it into the ground. It's what happens because they're going to cut every corner that they could possibly cut. Make their money and chop nut. I mean, right now a Jersey Mike's burger, which by like is not, I mean, a Jersey Mike's sub is nothing near like what a local Jersey sub or hoagie would be like, or Pennsylvania hoagie. Not even close. This is not even close to it. You eat hamburgers and we call them hamburgers. Woo. Oh my God, why do you guys say Whataburger then? Always thought that was a word, because it's Whataburger. I call it a Whataburger. Yes, we should be getting tulips. That would be lush. Five minutes. Yeah, I know you like them. It's not the... Michelle's saying a pub sub, it's a public sub, which is good, but it is not home. Let me tell you. You walk into Philly and get a hoagie, you'll never eat another pub sub again. It's all bread. Snack foods like burger and sausage are everywhere in the Netherlands, from little vending machines inspired by Japan. The quality is really good. I bet it is. That's why I'm hoping that RFK Jr. gets his job. I really am. And starts getting the dyes and the nastiness out of our food. Really hope he gets it. Ooh. So, hey, you local Florida people, Jimmy Petronas, who is our chief financial officer, CFO of the state of Florida, his family are restaurateurs out in the panhandle of Florida. I mean, the man's worth a fortune. Donald Trump wants him to run for Matt Gaetz' seat. He's an outstanding CFO, but I'm not surprised. Like, he's so responsive. If you have questions, he's really, He's really good at social media, or his people are, and he's a smart guy. But I like Jimmy Patronis. It'll be a shame. You missed nothing, Teresa. Absolutely no. This really is a show about nothing, isn't it, when you think about it? Especially yesterday. That was so funny. I was cracking up on my way home thinking about the chat yesterday, laughing about it. But we replayed Sheriff Stines. He's the one who murdered the judge out of Letcher County, Kentucky, Judge Mullins. And he had a little arraignment, and reiterating that he was not going to get bail right now. And we are standing by and waiting for the Menendez Brothers hearing out in LA. From what I gather from Twitter, they were allowing the lottery to take place because there's only 16 free seats. It says on Court TV, Lyle and Eric Menendez's defense attorney is going to ask a judge to reconsider the brothers' convictions today based on new evidence. It's a letter. That's it. One letter that has not been verified or vetted by anyone on a guy who wrote it is dead. But who am I? If you also don't know, Gascon, who was the DA for LA, lost brutally, like by 25 points. He lost. And he was the one that started this bull rolling along with that Mark Garagos and Rosie O'Donnell and Kim Kardashian. It's nonsense. And he got voted out. So there's a new DA, but he doesn't take his seat until early December. So it's a couple more weeks. So the lottery was picked, and now they have to give up their phones. They have a bag of phones. Just trash. There's more apologists for the Menendez, though, than there are for Karen Reed, so that's interesting. I'm going to mute myself when this goes on. A bag of germs. I just wouldn't take my phone in. I mean, you're not taking my phone in a courthouse. Thank you, Jebby. That was nice of you. Thank you very much. Allison Galvani, My Father's Alibi, has a show tonight. I think she's going to be on with Patuta, right? You sent me an email. Okay, hold on. With a graphic of the Menendez home. You know, when I open my email, the first thing I have to do is delete. Like, I can't stand it. Oh, look at you. I'll show that. Man, that is right up against. So this is what Murder sent me. I can't believe I can say that without the YouTubers freaking out. So anyway, this is the Menendez home from Google Earth. Look how close it is. It's interesting to me how they build up those roofs for all of that equipment. I like it. I like this one, how the cooling is on the roof. Did they cover it? It looks like they filled in their pool. So fake. Look at that. See how this is reset and all of the equipment is here? I love that. Look at the hedging right up against that stucco. Like up against it. I can't imagine that it doesn't destroy the stucco. Like here, if we had hedges against a house because of our humidity, it would destroy it. It's crazy. Thank you. That was pretty cool. Very cool. They do. They have windows. Let me open that up on the Zillow again, or Realtor. And you could, there was a photo that I saw that exactly shows the neighbor's house next door. Is it chilly in LA? People walking around with coats? How close that is. I mean, there's nothing. There is no space between that hedge and that wall. They're absolutely right here, just looking at green out this door. So odd to me. Here, you can see. Like you can see the neighbor's house right here. It's crazy. like right up on it. 17 million. Oh my God, look at this old bobsledding. So old. Crazy. The weather is beautiful in Vidalia, Georgia. It's weather beautiful here too. Looks like heaven, but it might have been hell. I don't know. California is really expensive. 17 million US dollars. Get your hand out of my wallet. Yeah, I would. If I had 17 million, it wouldn't be that house. I love that so many celebrities are moving out of LA. Would they get to go back to that house? Well, a family of Iranians bought it, so only if they invited them. We're going to have rain on Thanksgiving. I don't know what our weather's going to be like. I know it's supposed to be icky in the Northeast. 45% chance of rain here. Somebody is trying to lower my costs. Who sends a random text message? I just want to lower your costs, Patty. Costs of what? Oh, if I have to ask the question, then I have to speak to you. You have Harry and Meghan, and you may. And you may have them. Rain and 77 for you, Patty. I was going to clean my car on Thursday. I guess I won't. Maybe they will be on the Shaws of Sunset. Have you ever watched that? I never have. The big one's coming, I know, for Cascadia and the San Andreas Fault. I would not like to have real estate there. Cuba just had a pretty decent sized earthquake. I can't believe it's chilly there. It's 61 and they're wearing sweatshirts. %55 humidity. Nice. That's okay. That's okay. I don't live in California. Oh, Tallahassee people are soft too, 60 degrees, and they're wearing coats here and earmuffs. I love it, Michelle. The Florida Panhandle is going to be in the 30s and 40s after Thanksgiving. I absolutely love it so much. It just calms my entire circulatory system. I just feel like an entirely new person when it's cold. It just, oh, I just love it. The 2 says they've had 20 Celsius overnight, which is 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for that. Been about a week of cold and heavy snow. I had to brush off the trees and they break from the weight. We used to get snow like that in Pennsylvania. We get way too much heat in Tallahassee. And not the nice heat. Like, it's just all-encompassing heat. It is. Love it so much. But it's funny, like, there's one in a warehouse next to us is a company called Lover Liquidators. So they sell flooring. And their guys are out there like layers and layers. And they make fun of me. They're like, Patty, it's your weather. It is. Dude, I wear shorts and a t-shirt if I could get away with it. Ugg boots come out as soon as there's a hint of cold. That's funny. I was told we were going metric in the US as a kid, but it never happened. No, but they made us learn it. I still don't know it. Like, I don't know. Someone here one time, probably a long time ago in this chat, gave me a formula. Like, just add 29 degrees or something to it. I forget what it was. Time to cover the pipes after the first frost, and collard greens will be delicious. I had one house over in Southwood, which is a planned neighborhood, and I had a client whose pipes froze. You're barefoot. Hey, Mona says, I'm barefoot in shorts and a t-shirt while those guys are in coats. Well, I'm never barefoot, ever. But I don't wear socks, which is why I know I can't go to prison. When we were watching that Lori Vallow, that insane woman's feet, and I was like, you got to wear socks and slides? No, thanks. Oh, can you imagine? What is going on? What time is it? It's 1:43. I'm having a coffee under your blanket, but I need some pulled chicken thigh curry. You guys love your curries over there, don't you? Let's see if there's another video of this that's better. Yeah, Sky News has the same feed. I was seeing if there was another feed. Everyone has the same. CNBC, they all the same. God, that YSL is still going on. These poor jurors, good night. No, but they should. Debbie says federal courts have no cameras on trial or hearings. Supreme Court won't allow it. They only allow the audio. Get drawings. She was reelected overwhelmingly. Can you believe that? YSL is Fannie Willis's baby. She was reelected, I think, says Jebby. The brothers will be on a video link. to make their case, I guess. Rombo, do they only show the outside? No, they'll show the inside. I believe they will. Debbie says, oh my God, I hate metric. It's so dumb. All I know is $2.19 per kilogram is 99 cents a pound. So my antique car now, I don't like to think about it, because it makes me so old, is a Land Cruiser, and it was imported from Japan. And it's kilometers. And I have to think in my head what 55 miles per hour is when I see the kilometers. I don't speed, Patty. The UK is having what they consider bad floods at the moment. They're going to raise taxes again, try and stop rain. A few gents and dames got wet shoes. The country is in mourning. You have cold and snow in Connecticut. I bet you do. Upper PA, Upper Pennsylvania had snow, but I don't think Harrisburg's had any. You're welcome, my father's alibi. I will do my best to tune in. Do I have plans for Thanksgiving? Thank you for asking. I'm going to my sister-in-law, Joanne's house. That's my husband's sister, and she'll have friends there. Her family, her immediate family has all passed. It's a very hard couple of years, as you can imagine. Her husband passed, and both of her daughters passed away. How she's surviving, I don't know. She's probably the strongest woman I've ever met, by far. And but we'll go over there. She's a hoot. She's absolutely hilarious. Very, very funny woman, which is probably how she gets through. And she has great friends around her and has always. So we're going over there. I have to make an appetizer and I have to pick something out. This is when I believe that I might be ADHD, not only because of the medication, the weight loss medication, but the whole I can't pick an appetizer. I'm going to have to go today and get something to cook. I think the lottery already happened, True Crime. They're already inside. She says money control is showing the lottery. But I think it already happened. They've already been in the courtroom, giving up their phones, that kind of thing. I'm AM, FM, not ADHD. I love some AM. Thank you, Eric. AM radio. I hope it stays around forever. You used to make spinach dip and serve with pumpernickel bread, Patty. It's so yummy. I thought about making artichoke dip because she loves that. And then I saw a recipe on Facebook where you take the artichoke hearts and put them in the oven with like Parmesan cheese and garlic and something. So they're crispy on the outside, like panko breadcrumbs or something. And then roast them in the oven. And then that's part of the appetizer. Like I'd have both. So I thought about that. I've never made it. So if it doesn't turn out, I can just pitch them. I don't care. You were going to suggest spinach dip. I'm going to ask her because I'm afraid someone else will make it. So last year, I cook like I'm Italian, and I'm not. But she's like, bring an appetizer. There's like 40 people. So I thought I was bringing the only appetizer. So I brought this massive charcuterie board. Like it was massive. It was beautiful. But then there were all these other appetizers because the directions weren't clear and I didn't ask any more questions to clarify. But I brought an amazing charcuterie board. So I'm not going to do that. She's like, just one small appetizer. Fine. But it's so hard for me. I like to make meatballs in a crock pot. And so I don't know if you follow her on TikTok or Facebook, but she goes by Mama Tot. Her real name's Ophelia Nichols. And she makes these honey garlic meatballs. And she doesn't have barbecue sauce, but I did. I added Sonny's barbecue when I made them last year, and they were a hit. It's kind of a sweet and savory. So somebody was saying, I want to go back to it. Oh, here's Rosemary. Hi, Rosemary. I just came from Michelle's Crime and Coffee channel. She was protesting in front of the parole board and in front of her MP's office today. I hope she's okay. I can't imagine that she's going to win. I guess her perpetrator is supposed to get out a year early. She did get the attention of the worker at the parole board. Good for her. Nothing is as good as a homemade cheese ball. I've never made one. Okay, bye, my father's alibi. See you later. A homemade cheese ball. I don't even know. I mean, as much as I love some cheese, like I love cheese, I don't know how to do that. I like the brie because I know Joanne loves brie. Like, I know she loves it. I thought about doing it in a puff pastry if I did that. Spinach dip takes 5 minutes. Cha. Because you're just like spinach. Brie and puff pastry. Yeah, I want it to be pretty. Brie and puff pastry is amazing. And I have pepper jelly. So I don't know if you guys have that where you are. But it's like, it's a spicy jelly. It's sweet and spicy. And put it over the brie or just over a block of cream cheese and have at it. I know. I've thought about that. That's my struggle. Well, I mean, that's why I thought about a crock pot is try not to bring anything that requires the host's oven as they could be using it for other things. And she only has one. So pepper jelly over cream cheese is so good. So good. Love it. I actually could mix that because I do have apricot. It's homemade. And I have pepper jelly, so I could always mix it together. You need a dancing group. Like a pop-up. This would be a great time if you were like trying to grow your Instagram or your TikTok, just show up and do breakdancing right in front of this. Walnut brie and French stick. So I don't know what that walnut brie is, but I can. Do some like dance off. Yeah, the Karen Reed crowd would be like screaming. A cream of leek powder is a flavor punch. Good to know. Thank you for that. I've never had cream of leek. but I'm sure a powder wouldn't bother me. You've never tried pepper jelly on brie or just cream cheese. I mean, you really don't need much. I could eat the whole block. Just go out there and start tap dancing, Rombo. I know, right? This is crazy. Why is this taking so long? All it is noise, white noise. Are they not showing I'm concerned now. Are they not showing cream of wheat? What? Are they not showing the hearing? Says, okay, Newsweek says it remains unclear. This just came up because I just searched it. It remains unclear if the hearing will be live streamed, but Stines said the judge will make his decision when he gets to work. So they could be in there talking. This just came up. This time for Newsweek was a half hour ago. Says there's no remote option for the media or public to observe court proceedings. In addition, the court will not permit photography. Well, that's like they have to be on the hearing. The judge said he would decide when he gets there. I'm going to go back to that NBC News 4.
Fact is that they were eating ice cream, watching TV.
Yeah, I bet they're not. I know, right? I'm sitting here going, I'm like, it's 1:45. Same feed on STS. So they must have decided not to stream it. I guess not every murder can occur in Florida.
Saying they think this letter is manufactured. But it gets to the point where one could argue that when you saw this case the first time, so many years ago, you could have predicted this had you known something like social media was going to overtake the media landscape.
Right.
Which
We
has happened.
still have a lot to unpack. It is now 11 a.m. We continue to follow the latest in the Menendez brothers' bid for freedom.
And for the first time in decades, Eric and Lyle returned to court, the same courthouse where they were convicted of killing their parents. Thanks for joining us. I'm Adrian Arambula.
And I'm Lynette Romero. We are so glad you're here with us this morning as we begin our 11 a.m. news. We brought it to you a little bit early today as we've been going on the latest in today's hearing. There is so much to uncover, a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts.
There's several crews at the courthouse in Van Nuys, and we want to start off with NBC4's Robert Kovacic, who continues our coverage outside of that courthouse in Van Nuys. Robert.
Adrian and Lynette, we do want to qualify that they are returning to court, but they are returning to court via a web link. So they will be there, though they will physically still be back down in Mule State Prison. Why are they not here physically and in person? Because according to their attorney, Mark Garagos, who told NBC4 last week, he didn't want to put them through that. He thought for something like this proceeding, it was best just to keep them in place and to not go through the necessary channels to bring them here. Well, why are we here exactly? Well, it started the day after a premiere of a Peacock documentary. And in that documentary, again, Menendez plus Menudo, it was a confession by then a former boy band member of Menudo saying that, claiming that he was sexually assaulted by Jose Menendez, who was at that point heading up RCA Records. The very day after that Peacock docuseries premiered, they went to court and filed this habeas asking for them to consider new evidence. Among the new evidence, a letter that was discovered in 2018 in the Miami home of Eric's cousin, Andy Cano, a letter written to Andy 9 months before the murders of his parents, saying that he feared his father coming into his room at night. He feared what would happen, and he couldn't tell anyone, especially not Lyle. That is a key piece of evidence, defense attorney Mark Garagos says, because it does, in fact, he believes, corroborates Eric's story that he was sexually assaulted by his father. We spoke with Lyle Menendez in 2017. Again, that was in tandem with the premiere of an NBC true crime series. And when we spoke to Lyle Menendez, he talked about the childhood rape of his brother, and he said he feared for his brother's life. Listen.
I stay healthy. I feel like I'm doing well. It's, I try to stay as safe as I can be. There's prison is a suffering, but I'm really encouraged by the human spirit in here. I mean, people wake up every day, take care of themselves, try to be productive. Hopefully, think about rehabilitation and what they would do when they get out, because of course most prisoners in this country will be out, will be part of society again, I think for the most part my brother and I are holding up pretty well, which I'll admit is a surprise, because when my brother first came into the prison system, I wasn't sure that he was going to survive it. It's been said, and I agree, that child rape is a crime against memory and sleep. And I feel like my brother goes to sleep every night, and I just wonder, is it much? Am I just going to hear that my brother committed suicide one day? I worry about it. I think it's a reality. It could happen. And so to that degree, I'm always nervous. I feel like I'm going to hear it on the news before I can even hear it from a relative. But at the same time, my brother has a good life for himself, and he's doing well. And so it's a tough question to answer. I do worry about him.
I want to point out that when we conducted that phone interview, the Menendez brothers were separated, different prisons at that time. They are since now together, and right now believed to be appearing before a judge via web link inside of that courtroom as they begin to fight for their freedom, believing new evidence that has always backed up their claim that Beverly Hills detectives didn't believe, that a jury didn't believe, but their firm belief of sexual assault inside of that home on Elm Drive could possibly change their fate and lead to their freedom now 3.5 decades later. And for Lyle Menendez, when we asked him all those years ago, would you ever even consider getting out of prison? He said, quote, "It is too torturous a thought." I'm Robert Kovacic. Let's go back to you.
All right, Robert, thank you for that. Well, only 16 members of the general public were allowed inside. There was a lottery to see who got those seats.
NBC4's John Caddy's Klimak live outside the courthouse. He's been out there since 4 this morning. John, a ton of interest in this case. We're hearing from our folks on our digital team that people are watching from all over the world.
All over the world for this one. This had international attention since this all started in 1989 when those murders were first committed. We've been keeping
This is nuts. The chicken has landed. You got your chicken curry. Good for you, Rombo. Rebecca says, my friends always love my spinach dip. Want my recipe? Noor's vegetable soup. Follow instructions. Will accept don't cook the spinach. Squeeze it really dry. Make day ahead. Thank you. I know. Why don't they let the one out and keep the other one in there? So the one that was actually abused, they should let him out if that's the case, but not the other one. Doesn't mean you have to let them both out. Wouldn't that piss them off? Murder. He writes, oh my God, it's like Charlie in the Felon Factory. Waiting for the golden ticket in the chocolate bar. It's best the next day, and that would be simple to make. Thank you. Put some chestnuts in the dip. There's a raffle. You say pigs make nor sound instead of oink. Aw. Willy Wonka's going to come out and, aw, poor Gene Wilder. So they were both allegedly abused, but the younger one longer and more recent. Why did this letter just come out now? Right around the time of the TV show. So ridiculous.
So, Royal, thank you again for being here as we pick your brain about all the scenarios. So with this hearing today, a status hearing is what it's called, it may just be kind of housekeeping, but you're saying that we need to really pay close attention to what this judge might be saying in terms of where he might be going, because he knows this case. He's been preparing for this. He knows everybody's watching. We might get some hints about how he really feels.
That's right. The judge, has done his homework. And even though he's probably not going to make a substantive decision and say, all right, brothers, you're released, nonetheless, he may give some guidance to the parties to let them know. And maybe he's speaking to the new DA, Nathan Hochman, because he takes over on December 2. And if there is a December 11 hearing on resentencing, the judge may want to give a signal that the judge is concerned about some issues and wants them to be addressed. So we may get a hint as to whether the judge is leaning one way or another.
So the judge, might be leaning one way or the other, but in terms of the prosecutors, I mean, that's a whole different case because you've got Gascon, who's pushing for resentencing, but then you got a DA-elect, Hochman, who's about to start. And then you had the governor even kind of weighing in on this case already. So politics playing a role in this case.
Right. And I think Gavin Newsom operates under the Bill Clinton rule, which is don't try to solve a problem that may be solved before it gets to your desk, which is why he says, okay, let LA County deal with this because, it may never have to come to clemency. But I have to tell you, you look at the crowd out there, how many people do you think are in line to get a ticket to this courtroom who want them to stay in custody, who want them to stay?
Yeah.
I think 99% of all the interest that you see worldwide and even at the location of the Van Nuys Courthouse is all about letting them out. And does that have a role? Does that have a pressure on the judiciary? it can't not have some
Right,
pressure
right.
on them.
And also the fact that they're all very young. It looks like a lot of the people who are out there, as we talked before, weren't even born when this crime happened.
Correct. It also speaks to, as we talked about earlier, this is, this is a relitigation of a case by TikTok.
Right.
And by podcasts and by social media, which has driven this. I mean, if you're on any of these platforms, you get a heavy dose of this all the time. And one could argue that evidence is cherry picked. But the fact is that I think, based on the fact there are several avenues that they're seeking. Mark Garagos keeps saying they'll be out by Thanksgiving. That's not happening. They're going to be out by Christmas. I kind of doubt that's going to happen. But he's always projecting this very optimistic idea that it's a fait accompli. They've done their time. We re-examined the evidence. We have sensibilities that we didn't have back then. And I think that's part of his strategy to force the DA's hand.
Real quickly, before we take a break, what are your thoughts about rehabilitation? How do you show rehabilitation when you're talking about a crime this brutal?
Well, I've spent my share of hearings, parole hearings. I've been to Sirhan parole hearing. I've been to the Patricia Krenwinkel and Leslie Van Houten, members of the Manson family. And they are very convincing at the parole hearings that they have done everything they can to make them not just better, but also the entire community, incarcerated community, better. And then, of course, you hear the DA who talks about why they were there in the first place. That's sort of the case here. They're very sympathetic characters, and a lot of people believe that there was a miscarriage of justice years ago. But when you hear the prosecution say this is what they did and this is how they acted afterwards, it's going to be tough.
All right, Conan, thank you. We'll stay with NBC4 as we track what happens next. Right now on our NBCLA website, we've got a section dedicated to the Menendez brothers, and we got several crews at the courthouse.
All right, we will continue to bring you the very latest information as soon as we get it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Enjoy the best.
Well, sorry, that was a bust. Can't watch them squirm on Zoom. They're not squirming. They're going to let them out. Even that guy, even that journalist is not journalisming. God. These guys were a danger to society even before the murder. Not good to release them. Who's this dude? Hold on. He's not speaking. Kitty's brother. If the family of Jose and Kitty Menendez are speaking out for the release, who's speaking for the victim? Kitty's brother. There's one brother, I think, and a sister that are speaking out for Kitty. Rebecca says, I went to order some Nike. Store didn't have my size and color. Maybe here tomorrow. Have you been to Hibbett? Hibbett Sports. That's where I got mine. I have more sympathy for the Manson people, but that's just my opinion. I don't. I don't have sympathy for any criminal. I really don't. I have nothing. The opinions of the relatives, if you watch the last few press conferences, which they were taken out of my feed for copyright. It's a press conference. They were let him go. It's kind of like Leilani Simon's sentencing. Please just send her to rehab and let her procreate again. See, I read that the letter was written about one of the guys from Menudo. That's what I read, Rebecca. That one of the band members of Menudo wrote about the dad. This is a long hearing if that's the case. If they get released, imagine stepping into a tech world, iPhones, smart appliances, apps. What a learning curve. They probably already have all that. I mean, the guy's like wearing an Adidas tank top. I think he's fine. That was Eric. Burgundy and white. It's a fashion statement. Good for you, Rebecca. Who's lining up to house these murderers? Quite a few women, I believe. I just don't understand that. I don't understand these women. I really don't. They did find a letter in the deceased cousin's papers. I just don't. How can you vet that, though? One piece of hair is sticking out. Tuck. Look at that. What the fuck? Didn't anyone tell me? There we go. I watched the parole hearing of a guy let himself get rearrested. That happens a lot. Well, it was a hearing, Hernandez, and apparently they're not streaming it. And the judge decided when he got to work. So we're just all waiting on the outside of the courthouse, hanging out. I used to cut hairs that stuck out, Patty. Well, I can't get my haircut till Wednesday. I've thought about shaving it myself, but I'm not going to. Ha ha. I heard the letter is written on the back of a Stock the Bar Party invite. I would love to have seen that Stock the Bar Party. Love to have seen it. Look at all these people just walking out of this courthouse like minding their own business. No one's asking what's going on. No one's paying attention. I think people in LA in that area are just different breed. There probably is always something going on, so they just ignore it. Judge is having a bad hair day. My hair looks great, thank you. But it's super long. This is super long, and it's itching me. I shouldn't say never, but it's very long for me, so it's got to go. Chop, chop. You drove press. Tress got tempted to do a 3-point turn. Is Fancy Fiction there? She might be. Go on to her Patreon. She'll tell you all about it. Claudia says, you do the crime, you do the time, period. I'm with you. Hey, Rebecca, you asked me about the Quarterbacks Club. They're having an event tomorrow night. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you if you want to go. I was just checking Twitter. I don't see any update. K-turn. I'm going to text. I'm not texting it to you. I'm going to email it to you. My brain automatically goes to texting the OG. That I know Jibs and Jabs is probably really busy with life and it probably takes a long time to do those videos, but I came out so fantastically on those 2 videos that I hope they make some more because it's so funny. So funny. I really did come out fantastically. It's a good one. The Jeopardy as well as the real estate was funny shit. Looks like the windows at the courthouse need to be washed. No. I'm surprised, no offense, that all of this is in English, that they don't have a separate Spanish sign up. I came out well because I'm able to laugh at myself. I am. Like I need to. It's really hard. It would be a really hard life if I didn't laugh at myself on the regular. What is that about? I am surprised they don't have Spanish signs. Dude, if that guy zoomed in on me with that shirt like that, I'd be so pissed. We need to have a virtual potluck, Patty. I can host, but I would never eat on camera. Like that would never happen. I chewed gum once, and one lady, and I realized I had it in my mouth, and I spit it into my bin, and the lady like lost her shit on me. So I would never eat on camera. But I do try to laugh at myself, but it was funny. Humor is about the obvious that other people don't want to see. Write that down. I'm muted. I'm not. I'm not muted. I'm on. The only time I despise gum chewing is in court on the stand testifying. I think that would be horrible. What are people thinking? That's funny though. Can you imagine? No one's leaking any information out of this courtroom. I guess that's a good thing. It says Judge, Trendy News Now says judge is to review new evidence. Oh, that's it. It's just an article, nothing new. I just can't believe they're allowed to get married in prison. 21 years she wasted on her life. She says their split is not a cheating scandal. "21 years. Maybe she'll sell her story. Why are all the Hernandez family members like in wheelchairs on walkers? I mean, they don't look very healthy. They said it's about 30 minutes more. I just don't understand it. Women who marry men in prison want to make sure they can't cheat. How are you going to do that? Of course they can cheat. That's not even like, I mean, they cheat with dudes. They cheat with like my son said, the officers. Of course they can cheat. Eric says, love will find a way. It's hilarious. Money can't buy health. I don't think they have money. Probably hoping to get some. I'm here. My brother-in-law unalived my sister and has a girlfriend. I'm so sorry, Maury. In prison? Hi, kitties. Claudia chews gum all the time. Maury, I'm so sorry. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so sorry. Ooh. There's no updates, Jennifer. We're just waiting. I read on Newsweek a few minutes ago, they posted that the judge was going to decide when he got to work whether they were going to be able to live stream or not. Must be nice. Bravo says, I guess they name it inmate. Get it, inmate, for a reason. Murder reminds us, first Menendez trial was a media circus and the jury was deadlocked. Second trial, judge banished all media and the jury got the right verdict. Maybe this is a good sign. Oh, he's out now. How long was he in, Maury? Kitty says, in regard to dating a prisoner, it makes them less insecure. They can control the situation. I know of a couple, and whenever they have disagreements, she can withdraw and stop communications, and so can he. Relationship in prison is a Seinfeld episode. Are they going free today? I do not think so. I think it's just a status hearing to present the evidence. He got 20 out in 10. What state was that, Maury? I hope they go free, Jennifer says. If Gypsy Rose, well, like, let's keep conflating crimes. Gypsy Rose should never have been free either. But that's what people are going to do. If one is free, why aren't they all free? Because they're freaking murderers. That's why. Yeah. Jebby says, I watch Love After Lockup when I want to feel normal. Oh, it was Pennsylvania. Yeah, I don't think any of them should free. I think they need to rot. But that's just, my opinion. I am very unforgiving when it comes to murder. Very unforgiving. I don't care what your circumstances are. How many other adults are abused by someone and don't commit a murder? How many other people have children and don't become an addict and throw their baby in a dumpster? Like tons. It's all a choice. You can either go through your life and know that everyone else has a shit life too and get through it and be a productive adult, or you can be a leech on society. It's really a choice. Oh, she definitely had a chromosome missing. There you go, Jennifer. See? I was abused as a child, which I'm very sad for you, but I bet just because of that, you are just a much stronger individual than you would have been otherwise. I mean, I know that, I talked about being mugged and my situation in Philly and what that led to. I always think, how would my life be like without that? I think my life prospered because of it more so than the opposite. I really do. It made me extreme introvert. That was a problem, but the other side of it, I know I was a much stronger person because I wasn't going to let that dictate who I was. Dad forgave him before he died. Hate like cancer. So sorry. So horrible. I don't have any of that in my family. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean, B-Rabbit. Just like Gypsy Rose. If they're why wasn't Gypsy Rose the guy who actually did the killing let go? If they are set free, this will open the floodgates for appeals for those currently incarcerated. That's what they want, is my guess. And a defense for future murders. My guess is that is exactly what they want. They want a reason to open up the floodgates. As long as they all stay in California. Hey, Fido. We are waiting to hear the results of the Menendez hearing because although I thought it was going to be aired live, the judge decided upon entrance into the courthouse that he did not want to air it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I think even if, I think it's true. Like everything that was bad that helped hurt me only brought me to where I am today. And I guess it's just perspective. It still sucks. You still don't want to sit and dwell on it, but I didn't go out and, machete someone to death either. Mona's like, hey, maybe the judge is having a bad hair day. What if the judge has hair? What doesn't kill me makes me respectful. Oh, look at you, Eric. That's a good one. That is good. Certainly makes me grateful. That's how I take it. I have such gratitude. It's hard to remember sometimes, but I do. Come on, look at the puppy. The puppy's cold. I am that lady where you can't get in the room. There you go. She opened the door. Jennifer says, Gypsy Rose profited off her mother's murder and violated parole so many times and is still out of prison. I hope they take that child away. That whole family doesn't deserve him. That is just, she is weird. You can't dress that woman up enough to not look weird. She just looks weird. I don't care how much weight she loses, her hair, her face is weird. She just has those weird, crazy eyes. Yeah, they brought their dog into the court. It's the personality that you abuse. Some people want revenge, unfortunately. Oh, I get it. That whole karma thing doesn't really sit well with me just because it takes so damn long. Just is like, if that's karma, ugh. Takes too long. The dog did have a jacket on. I don't understand why they didn't allow Nick out. I couldn't remember his name. Creative Mind says Gypsy Rose should never have gotten out. She's such a fraud and needed the same sentence as Nick Goodjohn. Seriously, is Kim K there? I didn't see her. Oh, maybe that is what their jacket was, but that was really couldn't have been a service animal. That was a tiny animal. Service animals are allowed in the court. I have a service animal for my disability, and my daughter does as well. But that didn't, I mean, that was a tiny service animal. I guess it could cue. Like if you were diabetic or something, it could cue. There's nothing in the news. So Eric's never married, just Lyle. Is Eric gay? "21 years. I can't even get over that. 21 years of your life wasted. If Rebecca Sneed was my daughter, I would lose it. Was it Murder, She Wrote guy that bought the old home? Which house? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Menendez home? It's a group of Iranians that bought it. If that's the home you're talking about. It's Bring Your Dog to Work Day. The two says a company in our building has 2 dogs in their offices every day. When my boss is being a bee, I go pet them. The Menendez home is now owned by Iranians. It's in an LLC. It sold in March. Was it March? For 21 years. Eric has been married to a woman named Tammy for a very long time. It's lovely. Look at the people filming the people filming. Always cracks me up. She has a gimbal holding hers. The pair appear to determine if next month's resentencing hearing will continue as planned or if they must wait until the LA attorney-elect Nathan Hochman to replace DA George Gascon. Is Eric the one with the toupee? Yeah, he is. Lyle's the evil-looking one. Did you guys see about what happened with the Hannah Kobayashi story? William Linkbot in the early 90s. He was the Murder, She Wrote writer. Thank you. Jennifer says a friend of hers works in the LA District Attorney Office and has said Gascon is a horrible boss and a lot of people left because of how he treated people. Yeah, her dad jumped off of I guess the airport building and landed down. He went over from Hawaii to look for Hannah and ended up jumping off a building. Hey, Mona thinks they're going to wait until the new DA takes over so nothing happened, basically. I hope so. I hope it's all just a circus and Garagos gets all excited and gets completely let down. Your dog is 100 pounds, Jebby. You thought he would be about half that size. Well, when Roscoe was with the vet, he weighs 9 pounds. And the vet thought he'd weigh a lot more, but it was all fur. That's a fact, Rosemary. A lot of people want the Menendez brothers out until they end up living next to. Look at that lady sitting on the ground, like recording herself. Your dog has body image issues. Rosemary says the brothers come from getting close to the death penalty to being released. Something doesn't add up. Yeah, it does. It completely adds up. It's called grift. There's money involved in this. Well, I was listening to that Channel 4 out of LA. The parents' money was spent, and there was supposed to be insurance money, like life insurance. And there were 2 policies, and one was Key Insurance, which is like a company saying that if he were to die, that's the company gets the money. And then there was a $5 million policy, but he never went to the physical. So that policy was never underwritten. So there really was no life insurance either. Allegedly, Jennifer. It doesn't prove abuse. It really doesn't prove abuse. It doesn't. That letter does not prove abuse. Sorry. Yeah, they had to pay. Oh yeah, it's California. I bet their tax bill was huge. Mari says, thank God Susan Smith wasn't let out. She still hasn't learned to cry. They say she was mad and cursing after verdict. And I'm going to say again, Jennifer, allegedly, nothing has been vetted with those letters. They have not been vetted by anybody. They were just produced all of a sudden. Murder says there's absolutely no proof of any abuse or claims of abuse, of signs of abuse before the days of the brothers invented the story in a prep for the trial. I don't see how one letter from a Menudo brother can get you out of prison. That's just absolutely no sense. The letter didn't say the word sexual abuse, just referred to something happening that the cousin knew about. Let me see if I can find the letters. Yeah, it just said they alluded. A piece of evidence is a letter written back in '88. Andy Cano was the cousin months before the murders, in which he alleges or alludes to abuse by the father. Although they never denied killing their parents, the brothers have maintained they acted in self-defense. There is no self-defense when your parents are watching TV, facing the other direction without a weapon. It's called murder. It's not self-defense. Just isn't. Unless you want to redefine self-defense. You're multitasking and the P. Diddy decision. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Hi, Joe, how are you? You're in California. Yeah, there's no self-defense when you go outside and reload and shoot your mother in the face after blowing out her kneecaps. Sorry. Anyone hear the YSL Young Thug ex-girlfriend state she had to have him rent car because she did not own a credit card? No, I'm not really paying attention to that case. Sorry. It's just far too long for me. I have to move on. Emmy thinks the abuse is made up. I'm like, it could have been anything they're alluding to. Since when is a bowl of ice cream and a spoon a weapon? It's ridiculous and offensive. It's not self-defense. It's like you want to redefine. I had to go to a funeral yesterday, and down the street from this funeral, I had to turn around to get parking because I knew it was going to be super crowded. So I parked on the street, and because it was a young boy and his mother. And outside of this, it's on Delta Boulevard here in Tallahassee. And there was a sign that said Delta luxury townhomes. And all I could do is roll my eyes. Like there was nothing luxury about those townhomes. But I'm like, are we redefining words just to suit marketing at this point? They weren't even standing. Like there was nothing about this that was self-defense. Rombo says Jesus will be back twice before the Young Thug trial is over. And those jurors, I mean, they have to they will be financially destroyed over this. They thought they had committed the perfect murder in their own words via therapist as her per court testimony. 2 says, I loved my parents, had a wonderful upbringing, yet my brother had major issues with them, said they should be put in jail. They were model parents, opinions differ. Who is paying for the YSL trial? The state of Georgia. Hey, Patty, random confession. Typically, I stay away from sweets. Hans brought a tray of Italian cookies. I've eaten half that in 2 days. Bless your heart. You hit your brother on the top of the head with a spoon and he cried. I think I had that brother too. I think I definitely had that brother. It's funny. Stay away from all the cookies, I guess. Christine says YSL is 1 year of jury duty. Those jurors had to sell at least one kidney to not become homeless being on the jury. Oh, here comes a bunch of people. He said, please have your cameras ready.
Yeah, I just. Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, that will be press, obviously.
He said something January 30th.
Just in case. Something's happening right now. Thank you.
Someone write, it looks like a resentencing hearing for the Menendez brothers has moved to January 30th of 2025. We're waiting on confirmation. From what that guy was screaming. Joe Jordan, you played Joe Jitsu. That's funny play. Funny play. There would be a new administration coming in the beginning of December. And everyone wants to get my way.
You guys want to test or you're okay? You guys want to
Everyone
test?
get out of my way.
Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Para los de español, 1, 2, 3, 4. Vale.
That's what I just said, Jennifer, yeah. January 30th. Damn, Debbie Martin. Could we do that? Could we do Epstein's book? Would I get a copyright thing on that? Would be great if you did it hour by hour. Tarek was arrested at 19. Does anyone know? I guess I could email Epstein. Said, hey, can I play your book? Hey, Tattletales, nice to see you.
Sorry.
I would love to review that book. I wonder if you can. I'd rather hear it from me than read the book. Let me think. Let me see what I can do, Debbie.
Oh my God.
It's a reunion. I heard one of the girls on the YSL jury lost a potential job. She was supposed to move to Denver, couldn't do that. There were surgeries that had to be put off. Like it's bad.
Yeah, same here.
You just ordered that book? What a small world.
And I'm live at the top right now.
Is your camera on? We're just trying to find the signal. Oh, I see Bonnie. Do you see me now?
Okay, I'm gonna dial in.
Okay.
I'm freezing.
You announced to everyone riding in your truck that your dash cam records your conversations. Can't you mute that, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. All right, somebody's gonna intro to me, right?
Oh. I have to mute myself for a minute.
So if you take a look behind me, all the media is here waiting for the family, and Mark Garagos to come out, and Menendez Brothers and Church. That's what I'm going to say. Take a look behind me, see there's a lot going on to just administer.
Sorry, I had to give yeah, I gave her the opportunity to
December 11th and January. This ended just a few minutes ago. If you take a look behind me, you can see all the media. They're waiting actually for the family of the Menendez brothers to come outside, and also Mark Garagos, their attorney. Now, what we did see today was that resentencing hearing was pushed back to January 30th and 31st. They're having 2 days to hear any testimony regarding to the resentencing. But what did happen today was that 2 family members of the Menendez brothers did speak out, and that is because the aunt, that is Sita Menendez, came from the East Coast. She has colon cancer, and they had to take the testimony today because she wanted to make sure that she had her voice heard before January. She wasn't sure if she would be here or if she would come back out to the West Coast during that time. She said that they paid their time, and that it's time for the 2 nephews to come home. She talked about them and said that she's kept in touch with them, and she said something happened in that home, and she wasn't there. She doesn't know what, but she said something happened, and it's time for the nephews to come home. Also, their aunt, Kitty's sister, she's 93 years old. She read a statement and talked about the abuse that she says her nephews suffered. I did talk to one of the people that was actually in line to go in to see one of the people that won the lottery. Actually, she is a pre-law student from USC.
How did you get one of the coveted seats? Oh, yeah. Lottery.
Now it did get very emotional inside. It did get very emotional inside the courtroom when Teresita Menendez was speaking. She did say she wasn't sure if she could come back, but she wanted to make sure that the judge knew that she was in favor of her nephews coming as well. And she said that she was also that she was very in favor of her daughters. She has 4 daughters, but they also believe the same. Back to you in the studio. We'll have more for you coming up after.
No. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
That's what we believe, Rosemary.
Tommy, unser Mikro ist hier.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to sit.
For those who weren't in the courtroom today, I think you could talk to anybody who was. It was a very, it was first of all, the first time that Lyle and Eric have been at least remotely in a courtroom in a number of years, number one. It also was quite a moving experience, at least from where we sit to listen to Aunt Terry and Aunt Joan, who are respectively Jose and Kitty's older sisters. Both made impassioned pleas with the judge to send the brothers home. And like I said, very moving. Terry testified under oath that she was very close to Jose and practically grew up with him. And Joan as well talked about Kitty and all of the good things that they've done since they've been in there. The judge has now set January 30th and 31st as the days for a plenary or fulsome hearing on the resentencing. He has also invoked what's called AB 600, so he has jurisdiction under that section as well, which is California law. He's going to and has heard and will ask for further briefing. And by January 30th or 31st, we're hoping that by the end of that or sometime sooner, that we will in fact get the brothers' release. The family is all here, and including Joan, who's here, who everybody can wish happy birthday to tomorrow. And Terry, who is here.
Yes, where's Terry?
Where's Terry? Terry's in the back. Terry made the trip.
Bring Terry up here.
Bring Terry up as well. I will tell you that I did not program either one of them, and I don't think either one of them knew they were going to speak, but they spoke, and we did that so they could speak from the heart. And
we're sisters in kind.
yes, and you can tell them you want them home.
I do want them home. They should never have been in such situations as presented themselves. What can a kid do when his father's? Oh, I can't stand it.
35 years, she said all the time.
It's time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to let the family go. I'll answer some questions as long as people don't assault the family on the way out of here. Okay. Is that a deal, by the way? Yes. Okay. So let the family move out and have.
Media, please move back.
Yeah,
The
please
family
move
can
back.
Please move back.
Let them
If
create
you're
a
behind me
walkway,
and touch me
please.
and you're not family, you need to move back, please.
See, they already violated, right? No deal. Then I guess no questions if they're going to run after.
Why are they doing this?
Yeah, no questions.
Oh, wait, Mark, can we ask you about?
Unless you stop that, then we'll not do it.
They're not
Mark,
real
can we ask
journalists,
about the
Mark.
petition that was filed this morning, get rid of the special circumstance?
Sorry. Just. Yeah.
Jeff, that was said by the live, correct? Come with Jeff.
No, I haven't seen it.
Is that filed
I think
today?
it's to remove the special circumstances.
Right. It'd be nice to be able to.
Which I don't know if you can even do that. Good luck in Chicago.
Hey, I'll meet it. You know what? I think if there's anybody that will be there.
Hey, Robert.
Robert Rand. Was there a petition filed to remove the special circumstances?
My bad. Yeah.
I don't know.
See it.
I only
They
know what
mentioned it in court. Okay, and wait a minute, what?
Yeah, so, court clock.
Let's just all go downtown.
It's like you don't have a court card. I don't know what courthouse you would file.
I mean, Garagos is just assuming they're going to be let out, because that's what I heard. I heard that it's basically a done deal. As Eric says, the prick is in his element. But who is paying Mark Garagos? That's what I heard. They appear to be claiming some kind of victory already. Kitty's brother is anti. Who else? I thought there was someone else, but I know the brother is against it. YB says this is California. They will let them out, in your opinion. Esty says there are thousands of women being locked up for unaliving their abuser or being a drug mule. How many women are in federal prison right across the street from my office that are there because they were muling drugs for their boyfriends? A lot. A whole lot. That was it? Yep, not if the new DA doesn't agree. Yeah, they said that now, where's the therapist in this? People are disappointed they're not out for the holidays. God, I can't. An attorney on STS said that they would have to go before the parole board to be released, which will likely happen. That's what happened with, I remember with Susan Atkins, they were releasing her because of a brain tumor. She was one of the Manson women who killed Sharon Tate and the LaBiancas. And she had to go before a parole board. And then Newsom said he won't get involved. Of course not. He's trying to run for something sometime in his future. Because he's the future of the Democratic Party. Bless their hearts. Never attacks the man didn't like. I wonder why they even, I mean, this doesn't, the only jingle bells they should ever hear is the bell for opening their cell door. I bet they have I bet they just walk around that prison freely. I bet they don't even bother with anything. Lyle wants to use the phone? Sure. I bet they just run it. That's my point, Debbie. He just doesn't even care. He doesn't care. But he is trying to clean up the homeless mess all of a sudden. Yeah, I saw it. It was a beautiful home. Well, his family had money. I think he's Nancy Pelosi's cousin. And he owns a winery and living his best life. His teeth freak me out. Do you ever see his teeth? They're all jagged, like Ted Bundy's teeth. Absolutely freak me out. I can't stand when he's in a smiling thing because that's what I think of. Oof. I just don't like him. I can't imagine living there under that tyranny. You need to chill. That's all we did today, Parody. It's chill. That's all we did. Well, this was fun. It was fun to be with you, even if nothing was really advanced except that cute little girl. Look at her. She's adorable. Look at her. She has little Ugg boots on. Look at that. She's adorable. You got a gift card from the French Laundry from Gavin Newsom. Good for you. Hey, Moto says, I love LA and California regardless. That's what my brother-in-law says. He absolutely loves it. I just don't see how you can afford to live there. He's the only one in California that doesn't have veneers. I bet veneers are cheaper there. Dude, I got a free Diet Coke today. Free Diet Coke. Yeah, they're moving to Miami. Well, they sell their home for $17 million and then they can go live their best life. Cha-ching. You're drinking a Diet Coke now. Good for you. I love it so much. Look at that little girl. She's so cute. I love the toddler ages. Used to drink Tab. I went to a party for actually she's a loan officer here. I think it was her 40th birthday, had to be. And they had, it was this 80s thing or 70s thing, and they had Tab to drink. It was lush. It was nice. You enjoy living in Southern California? I would too if I had $17 million spent on a house. Little does Patty know that girl is at court on hooliganism charges. She could be. Her mom could be waiting for her bail bondsman. When you were diagnosed with type 1, Tab and Fresca, I can drink some Fresca too, were your only choices. You enjoy living in Southern California, but you live in a triple wide. Have you all seen Barbara Corcoran's double wide? I think it's a double wide. On the water, it's beautiful. A 6-month-old is great because you can sit them down and tell them they can't go anywhere. And a 10-year-old is great because they still follow the rules and they can pour their own cereal. Fresca's still around. We have it. Go clean. Hey, Mona, I am going to go because I'm going to work. And it was fun to be with you this afternoon. I'm going to go do some schoolwork and knock that out before the holiday. Your triple wide home has a fireplace. Sounds like you're going to need it if it's in that 60-degree weather, Joe. Well, everyone have a great evening. If any other live pops up, I'll be on it. We'll just go from there. Take care everywhere. And don't forget that my father's alibi is on tonight. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.